It was more than just a performance. It was a religious occasion. Cardiff is the stop on Kendrick Lamar's Grand National Tour. Wales just gave what many have called the most emotional performance of his career, leaving thousands of fans in tears, clutching each other and shaking. Witnesses reported that security guards were crying at the barricade. Fans were crying in the stands, and even Kendrick broke down in the middle of his performance, stopping the show to wipe his face and whisper, "This city, y'all got me for life." One fan shared a video of the entire arena singing About Me, which has already gone viral with over 9 million views in less than 12 hours. Word after word, "My thirst is killing me." Just raw, trembling vocals without any music. The moment that broke everyone then arrived. 2 weeks prior to the performance, a young fan whose sibling had died was brought on stage by Kendrick. What came next? Since this clip, the crowd hasn't stopped crying or discussing it. This was not merely another tour destination. This was a life-altering moment. And if the information from insiders is accurate, this program has a secret that no one anticipated. To comprehend why thousands of people were moved to tears by Kendrick Lamar's performance in Cardiff, and why the video is regarded as the decade's most powerful performance, you must go back in time a little. This was no ordinary tour date. Cardiff, Wales, a city more famous for its history and rugby than its hip-hop and rap, hosted Kendrick Lamar's first ever headline show. Nevertheless, the Welsh capital became the emotional center of the world's hip-hop scene on this particular night. Europe had already begun to take notice of the Grand National Tour. Glasgow, Frankfurt, Cologne, and Paris all had sold-out performances. Enormous mosh pits. For front-row access, celebrities fly in. However, Cardiff struck distinct. Unusual things started to happen online weeks before the show. In Wales, fans began banding together based on Kendrick's message as well as his music. Videos of teenagers performing Lamar's lyrics at open mics were shared by dozens of Cardiff youth centers. Advocates for mental health started reciting his poetry at spoken-word gatherings. Instagram posts praising Kendrick as the most significant contemporary poet of our time were reposted by Welsh influencers. It was not just hype, it was restorative. However, that emotional intensity reached a completely new level. Only 72 hours before the show. At that point, it was announced that Zade Malik, a 17-year-old student from Cardiff, had tragically died following a protracted fight with leukemia. Zade's fascination with Kendrick Lamar was the most well-known thing about him in the neighborhood. Teachers claimed that in order to deal with his sickness, he turned to Kendrick's music. According to friends, the first song he played each morning was All Right, Godspeed, Good Kid, Mad Heart, His Last Wish, to attend Kendrick's concert. In Cardiff with his younger brother, Amir, was all that was written in his Instagram account. The local community came together to support him, giving money. Amir planned to attend the concert wearing his brother's favorite Kendrick hoodie, while holding a handmade sign that read, Kendrick. He waited for this, thinking, let me stand in his place. Let's talk about Kendrick's mindset before the show. According to sources close to his tour team, Kendrick had already been feeling the emotional weight of the tour. Unfortunately, Zade passed away just 3 days before the show. The story went viral, making it even more heartbreaking. A crew member even said, "He told us, this leg of the tour isn't just about music. It's about purpose." Even so, nobody anticipated what would transpire in Cardiff. He had been blogging more, speaking less, and spending time alone backstage before each performance while he performed several performances in Europe. A stack of fan letters, a variety of artwork, handwritten poems, and messages of love were given to Kendrick's security a few hours prior to the performance. However, Zade's story, a printout of an Instagram post with a sticky note on top, was hidden deep within that stack. With your music playing in his headphones, this young guy passed away. His younger brother will be among the throng. Section B, row 3. Kendrick remained silent as well. The atmosphere was electric by the time the concert started, so he folded the note, tucked it in his back pocket, and headed directly to SONDEC. The venue was crowded with more than 14,000 people. The audience was emotional, not just thrilled. Everyone in the room seemed to sense that this night would be different. DNA, fire, lights, and screams greeted the set as it began. But Kendrick's performance of Feel 5 songs marked a change. He took a moment to glance out at the audience before whispering into the microphone, "Some cities give you their ears, but Cardiff, y'all gave me your hearts." He then gestured towards the audience. Section B was the focus of spotlights. A man was standing there, his eyes big and already wet, clutching his sign. The crowd dispersed. He was helped across the rail by security. Suddenly, Kendrick took him to the stage. The crowd burst into sobbing instead of yells. Kneeling down, Kendrick gave Air a strong hug and murmured something in his ear. Next, the entire arena would burst into tears as he turned to the audience and stated, "This show is for his brother, for Zade, and for anyone who ever found strength in a song." What happened next? The crowd fell silent. Not quiet, yet still as if time had stopped. Just 13 years old, Amir stood still beside Kendrick. Lamar in front of 14,000 spectators. Kendrick as well. He was more than just sentimental. Tears were obvious in his eyes, and he appeared devastated. He looked at the band behind him as he took the microphone. After a time, he said, "Cut the next track." Only his voice, no music. His older brother's name is Zade, and this younger brother's name is Amir. He desired to be present. He should have been here. However, life had other ideas. Guy. He whispered again, putting a gentle hand on the shoulder of Air. Then Kendrick did something that no one had anticipated. The piano keys were on the edge of the stage when he stated, "This wasn't on the set list, but this one's for the brothers we carry when they're no longer here." He then reached for his AAR monitor. Fell. The audience let out a gasp. He began singing, "Sing About Me." "My thirst is killing me." Raw, unscripted, and live. Just Kendrick, a grieving youngster, and a stadium full of people silently clutching their chests. No lights, no fireworks. People were crying by the first chorus, nor sobbing, nor sniffling. A few dropped on their knees. Couples clutched one another, just to wipe their cheeks in private. Security personnel turned their backs. Then it took place. Word after word, Amir began rhyming along. He didn't miss a single line, not a single word or bar. Kendrick paused his rapping at that point and let the air finish. The microphone trembled in his tiny hands during the verse alone, but his voice remained powerful. "And I pray I'm dead before your CD comes out. I'm hoping you'll remember me." It was church, and at the end of the song, everyone in the crowd was yelling, "Remember me, remember me, remember me." The time was morning. It was restorative. However, it wasn't even the night's first twist. Catastrophe was breaking out backstage. Kendrick's group was rushing. The show wasn't going according to plan. There was a delay in the production schedule. Kendrick was unconcerned about missing lighting cues. Following his statement about me, Kendrick took a seat on the edge of the stage with mic in his lap and said, "I wasn't going to speak on this tonight, but it doesn't sit right in my spirit not to." He paused, took a deep breath, and then dropped it. He told his crew, "Tonight isn't about transitions, it's about truth. I was defeated. Also, someone closed last week. I haven't told anyone. Not my group. My family hasn't returned home yet. However, since I can see that you all share my deep feelings, I feel compelled to express them here in the city." There was a ripple of gasps in the arena. His voice broke. The first person to tell me that my music had saved their lives was them. And when I wanted to give up, they were the reason I persisted. But they're gone now. Pure grief hung thick in the air, with no name or details. Cardiff didn't feel like a concert at that particular moment. It was akin to a confession. Then Kendrick got to his feet. After finishing the freestyle, Kendrick looked straight into the camera that was broadcast live around the world and said, "This industry, because you gave me the courage to say goodbye to something I've been holding on to for too long, Cardiff. I appreciate you letting me be." A free microphone drop. No farewell, no encore. He simply left the stage and vanished. 6 whole minutes passed while fans waited for him to come back. He considered quotes that were single. Not like us. No. No. Okay? Nothing but quiet. Was he all right? Was there a problem? Is that his farewell? It's because Kendrick might have just put an end to an era on the Cardiff stage, according to insiders. When Kendrick departed the stage without saying goodbye, the internet went into a frenetic state of incredulity, even though the Cardiff crowd had left the stadium in stunned quiet. Leaks, rumors, and theories began to pour in from all over the world. Because it was more than just a strong performance. It was more than just a heartfelt remembrance of Kendrick's unidentified deceased loved one, Zade or Amir. It felt like the end of the world. Superfans started deciphering every word from his spontaneous freestyle on Reddit, and within an hour of the live stream's conclusion, the hashtag #KendrickCardiff was trending globally on X, TikTok, Instagram, and even X. What did they discover? Double meanings, hidden messages, and the possibility of retirement. People were shaken by one line in particular. "In Europe, I buried my ego. Let's hear amen from the throng. If I don't come back, tell them I ended up back in Wales. Hold on. What if I never come back? Did Kendrick just bid touring farewell?" Panic swept the world with that one line. Heartbreak emojis, astonished reaction videos, and frantic please-like posts were being made by fans from South Africa to Spain. Tell me, please, that Kendrick didn't simply bid music farewell. This freestyle felt like a final message, like closure. Is Kendrick retiring, everyone? Is Cardiff the last full-length performance? Then the unimaginable occurred. One of Kendrick's audios purportedly shared a now-deleted Instagram story. Engineers displayed a hazy laptop screen with the words GNX Europe Final Statement Draft. "Boom," he said. "We're just following orders." Although Kendrick had performances scheduled in Dublin, Amsterdam, and Oslo, was he aiming to wrap up the Grand National Tour in Cardiff? Live Nation representatives abruptly began turning down interviews. Future European performance venue contacts declined to confirm whether Kendrick will perform. Cardiff's setlist was changed on his official tour website. However, it was suspiciously erased and replaced, witnessed with a single word. Blogs had gone crazy by morning. Kendrick's appearance on Pitchfork may be his final one on the tour or ever. New hip-hop retirement energy, that's hot. Supporters think Kendrick simply bid them farewell for good. Intricate. What did we see in Cardiff just now? According to insiders, Kendrick made last-minute changes to the script. As if things weren't crazy enough, Amir's backstage experience was released. The little youngster is still with his deceased brother. After the show, Zade's hoodie reportedly spent time with Kendrick. Behind closed doors, Kendrick didn't say much. He cried with the kid. He signed his brother's hoodie, and then he told Air, "He heard you." Revealed an unnamed stagehand was later sacked for violating ND. The world listened to you. Kendrick allegedly handed Amir a folded piece of paper at that point. Nobody knows what was on it, but according to Amir's cousin, who subsequently shared a TikTok, Amir slept that night holding a note which he hasn't let go of since the day before. Then came in the most shocking turn of events, a private Dropbox. Link began making the rounds among fan communities. Within the 27-second audio file, Kendrick's voice was heard. "If this is my last full run, let it be known that it ended not with flames or fists, but with a child holding pain and spitting truth louder than a mic ever could." Did Kendrick just confirm that the Cardiff show was his final full performance? Did he just say goodbye to the very stage he built his legacy on? The reactions were immediate, polarized emotions. "Poetry, don't retire," J. Cole wrote as he uploaded a fan video of him air rapping on stage. TDE's Punch tweeted, "Then remove this. Let the man find peace. You all wanted greatness, but he gave you grief. That isn't easy to carry forever." Essa posted a black heart on her story, with no words, just a picture of the Cardiff Arena and tears in her eyes. Fans began to demand answers, and comments poured in from Kendrick's label, his management, and even his brand collaborators. "We need a statement?" The oddest part was that Kendrick's entire Instagram account went black. Every post, highlight, and even his profile picture vanished, leaving only his bio feed and verified pages to spiral downward. The Bet Hip Hop Awards wrote, "If this is the end, we were lucky to witness the beginning. Is the tour canceled? Let's get ready if this is the end." MTV News tweeted, "Kendrick Lamar transformed a Cardiff stadium into a haven. It began there, whatever comes next." The fan tributes followed. There were vigils outside the Cardiff location, the after-hours candles, posters, signs featuring the names of Zade and Amir, and banners scrolling Kendrick's lyrics. Perhaps the most widely shared homage was from Zade's high school, which posted a little memorial video of him rapping Kendrick's words in a sweatshirt during lunch breaks. One of the posts said, "We didn't just watch a concert. We lived a eulogy in real time." One sentence marked the end of the video. Despite waiting for this night, he managed to make it. One thing is now very evident as supporters wait for an official statement. Cardiff did not only observe a performance, they might have seen a chapter Kendrick had been writing come to a close. Quiet, and what happens next could permanently alter the course of music history if this was, in fact, his last tour night. The world hasn't merely responded to Kendrick Lamar's now iconic performance in Cardiff. It has completely fallen apart in the 24 hours that have followed. Cardiff was more than just a show. It turned into an emotional turning point, a cultural event, and perhaps the silent curtain call for the best storyteller in hip-hop. Additionally, as viewers around the world watch the video again, consider the lyrics and weep over Amir's performance. The public and the industry are struggling with one nagging question. Was it Kendrick Lamar's final farewell? Fans came together in amazement and sorrow. There has been a social media breakdown. This man came to Wales and turned an arena into a chapel. Kendrick didn't perform, he prayed. This tweet, which was filled with pain, nostalgia, and unadulterated incredulity, at Poetic Justice, was sent out. Kendrick daily remarked, "If this was his last tour stop, I'm grateful, but I'm also shattered." Rap Fundamental posted, "No pyro, no fireworks, just a boy with his brother's memory and a man with too much pain. This was different." Kendrick Lamar didn't have a spectacular farewell. With a whisper, he left, soared to the top of the world charts. Celebrities and artists respond on a global scale. We didn't anticipate it. Even well-known musicians who typically keep quiet about rumors took a moment to celebrate. Rihanna tweeted, "He gave us truth when we were begging for entertainment. If this is goodbye, he left a masterpiece." Drake shared a blank screen image on Instagram stories, writing, "Cardiff changed everything." The creator, Tyler, went live on Instagram, saying, "I saw the clip. I don't cry easily, but watching that. Boy rap to sing about me a bro. That's immortal energy. Kendrick's different. JYZ texted Hot 97 host Abro, who confirmed on air that we don't mourn kings until they leave the throne. That man bent the genre to his will. Adele posted on her fan page, "I've seen many shows. Nothing has moved me like this. It was grief, healing, and hope, all wrapped in poetry." Adele was apparently in disguise at the event. Insiders in the industry, the format was broken by him. According to reports, key players in the music, marketing, and tour production industries are rushing. According to Live Nation sources, they are attempting to ascertain whether Kendrick truly plans to skip the remaining performances in Amsterdam, Oslo, and Dublin while on urgent PR calls. VIP fan experiences are abruptly on hold, and ticket holders are seeking answers. Kendrick has earned the freedom to do whatever the hell he wants, a music executive at his company told Billboard. However, the sector will be affected for years if he decides to stop in Cardiff. Artists no longer have that type of authority. Freestyle and Kendrick Lamar's Cardiff set selection led to a 30% increase in Lamar-related streaming worldwide, according to another Spotify insider. In 8 hours, only when someone dies or undergoes a metamorphosis does that type of digital footprint appear. Hollywood extends a hand. You know what? There are already major streaming sites in the works. According to reports, Kendrick's camp has had multi-million-dollar proposals from Netflix, Apple TV Plus, and HBO for an exclusive documentary series about Cardiff witnesses. Because of his performance, his silence, and the mystery surrounding his potential, executives think this generation's fade to black might be retirement. According to rumors, even Barry Jenkins and Ava DuVernay are considering directing a visual memoir centered on the Cardiff performance. According to one insider, this is more than just a concert movie. It is a work of talent and anguish. On stage, Kendrick transformed suffering into poetry, and we all felt it. The story is being overrun by media. Every major media organization has released reviews, think pieces, and bombs of conjecture. The New York Times. The evening that Kendrick Lamar talked without bidding farewell. Cardiff's Guardian sheds tears. Kendrick's private departure. Rolling Stone. How the greatest rap run ever might have ended with one song, one child, and one stage. Variety, retirement, or rebirth. Kendrick's Cardiff show. What about Air? Overnight, Amir's life has transformed. Since the performance, he now has more than 750 followers on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. He is being approached by artists. In Malik's honor, Kendrick's supporters have created scholarship petitions, memorial artwork, and GoFundMe campaigns, generating over $1. In less than 48 hours, 2 million. However, Amir has simply shared a picture of the hoodie. One fan's post, which was now signed by Kendrick, may have captured it all the best. He waited for this night. We both made it. He wasn't a rapper when he first started. As a messenger, he departed. Kendrick wasn't the only thing Cardiff changed. We were all transformed by Kendrick. In Cardiff, just as everyone was starting to come to terms with the possibility that this was Kendrick Lamar's last full show, the show already felt like a farewell. Hip-hop letter. There was a last twist that no one anticipated. A strange upload on Kendrick's now black Instagram account was the first step. Precisely at 12 a.m., a brief, shaky video showed up on his Instagram story at UK time. Only 6 seconds. Static. A black screen, no music, and then a soft murmur. This is not the end. Only the disclosure. Hold on. What? The fans went crazy. Minutes later, his social media went crazy when Not Done began to trend on X theories. What if Cardiff marked the start of something greater rather than its demise? Reveal, he said. You guys believe we overlooked a coded message. What if there was no goodbye to Cardiff? What if it marked the beginning of his next phase? The big shocker then arrived. Kendrick's superfans posted what looks to be a leaked set list for an unreleased project on a private Discord server. Cardiff's title Witness tapes volume. Among the tracks mentioned are Sing About You, Live Edit, and Ego. Chapter 1. Feel, Letter to Self, Outro. Wait, Malik's Memory, Feat, Retire. The Crown, Reprise. Based on the performance in Cardiff, is Kendrick going to release a live album or a documentary soundtrack? Journalists covering music rushed to confirm. Additionally, Kendrick's official YouTube banner changed just before chaos was about to go out of control. A single blood-red word in capital letters, Witness, took the place of the previous Grand National Tour emblem. September 9th, the 25th of September 9th. Is it the date of the drop, beginning a new chapter with what seemed like a conclusion? Fans were shocked to see what was in that envelope. Lyrics, a contract, or something bigger. A legacy handoff. The music industry is currently in a panic mode, with labels holding emergency meetings and streaming platforms getting ready for a surprise Kendrick drop. The front of the envelope was handwritten. Malik Bros, keep this safe. K, he captioned it. Zade lives through me now. That's not goodbye, that's power.